everyone, welcome to my presentation, Social Media and Health Professional Education, Beliefs and Attitudes of Faculty Users versus Non-Users. So I want to thank the U21 group for accommodating my presentation in video form as I was unable to make it to the meeting. And here's just a picture of myself, so you can imagine me giving you the presentation as we go through. So social media used by students is very common. It's used both formally and informally in their learning practices. Faculty are also adopting social media in their teaching practices, but this is happening more slowly. There are barriers that exist to faculty adoption and uptake, but these are not well understood. In this analysis, we wanted to examine how faculty who use social media in their teaching practice are different from faculty who do not. So we distributed the survey to students and faculty at health professional education programs at 8 participating universities, and we wanted the answer to the question, how do attitudes and opinions differ between faculty users and non-users of social media in health professional education? And what are potential levers for change to increase adoption of social media as a learning or teaching tool among non-users? So we looked at a subset of the data, and that was just the 280 faculty respondents. So one of the first questions in the survey asked, how frequently do you use social media for education or learning purposes? So here we can see that 52% of faculty respondents replied sometimes, often, or almost always, while 48 responded with never or rarely. So for the purposes of further analysis, we divided faculty into these two groups, which we will now refer to as users and non-users. So just taking a quick look at the age distribution of our faculty respondents, we see a similar distribution in age between the two groups with a bit more of a shift to the right rather, so towards the older side for non-users compared to users. So looking at the means, we can see that users are on average 43.4 years old, so only 2.5 years younger than the average non-user. So in order to examine attitudes about the potential benefits of social media, I looked at question 9 of our survey. So this asked respondents to indicate their level of agreement with a series of statements about the capacity of social media to have a positive effect. So here we see a marked difference in the perceived benefits of social media use when comparing users and non-users. So more faculty users agreed or strongly agreed that social media has the capacity to increase student interaction with the broader community, increase faculty-faculty interaction, and increase student-student interaction. But most interestingly, we see notable differences in user versus non-user beliefs with respect to social media's capacity to increase faculty-student interaction, so 91% of users believe this to be true, compared to only 64% for non-users. And then we see a change or a difference in their belief in its capacity to improve student learning, so 85% of users believe this to be true, compared to only 55% of non-users. So clearly there are some differences there. We also wanted to better understand how barriers to social media use are experienced differently by faculty users compared to non-users. So this can help us understand why some faculty use social media and some don't. So taking a look at the results, we again see consistent differences between the two groups. So more non-users don't see the value in social media. More non-users are unsure about the departmental policies surrounding social media. More non-users feel that their department prohibits or discourages use of social media, although this percentage was small for both groups. More non-users feel that they lack support from their department to use social media, more so than faculty who do use social media in their teaching. And a large proportion of both groups had professionalism concerns, although this was higher in the non-user group. Interestingly, 76% of non-users reported not understanding how to incorporate social media into their teaching, compared to only 25% of faculty users. And similarly, 57% of non-users said they lacked the technical skills to use social media, compared to only 30% of users. Lastly, we analyzed faculty non-user responses to question 6, asking them, what would influence your decision to use social media tools in your teaching or learning practices? So this gives us a good deal of insight, as we see that many things that might make a difference in influencing a faculty member's decision to use social media in their teaching practice. These include if the course or department coordinator suggested the use of social media, if the faculty received more support from social media experts, if the faculty felt more confident about their social media ability and knowledge level, and if the faculty were presented with evidence that learning is enhanced. So taking a look at all these results, we can see some patterns emerging that might help us shape our understanding of social media use and non-use among faculty members. So there's little age difference between users and non-users. Users tend to more strongly agree with the benefits of using social media. Non-users experience greater barriers to using social media. And we identified several potential levers for change, suggesting that social media adoption could be encouraged by, including but not limited to, sharing evidence with faculty that learning is enhanced where such evidence exists, and providing expert support to improve knowledge levels and skills among faculty in using social media in their teaching practice. So thanks everyone. Thanks to the U21 Health Sciences group for making this research possible. And you can email me with any questions you have about this presentation. Thanks again.